Ninjago Dragons Rising has had 30 different mechs for both the ninjas and the villains, and I feel like it is time to rank them. There's gonna be, of course, 30 of them, so this video will be going through places 30 to 10, while the second part, which will come out on Sunday, will be going through 10 to the first place, of course. That being said, let's get into it with the 30th place, that being Aaron's 4 plus mech. This one, I'll be honest with you, there's really not much I can even talk about with this. I mean, it is just the only 4 plus mech on this list. So there's really nothing much to this. There's of course a lot of dark green on there, which I guess that's cool, but even then, this is just not even comparable to the rest. So just because of that, at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, this of course was going to be last place. Anyway, though, the 29th place is definitely going to be a little more interesting because it's going to be Kai's Storm Rider mech from season 3. This one is an Evo mech, of course, and it is just such a bad one at that. It just feels like such a downgrade, I'll be honest with you. And the mech itself is really bare bones. The color scheme here as well, there's red and there's black, which is okay, but it just feels like they didn't do enough with this mech. There's not enough detail on the legs either. The cockpit doesn't even have something to cover up the 4 studs. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is just not that good of a set. Anyway, though, the 28th place goes to Zane's Battle Suit Mech Set. And this one is a $10 Lego mech, which is, a good thing when it comes to value, but the mech itself definitely suffers a lot. The color scheme on here, firstly, is just all over the place. As you can see, there is white, there's black, there's cyan, there's gold, there's just gray, there's dark blue some places. It is so out of place, it just doesn't belong. And the main problem with this set, I think, is that cockpit piece just does not fit this mech at all. It sticks out whenever you put the minifigure in, it just does not look good in the slightest. And just because of all of these things, I feel like this had to just belong on the 28th place, though it's a great value set. Of course, though, I'd be giving the 27th place to Lloyd's Battle Back Mech, or the Lloyd's Dragon Mech, anything you want to call this. Is the $10 set, and this one's okay. I think the biggest issue I have with it is by far the dark green cockpit you get, because it makes the entire build feel out of place. Dark green is used quite minimalistically on the rest of the build. This is the only real place it's used, and I feel like that just sticks out as such a big negative. If they put the normal green there, or even the cyan, or my bad, not the cyan, but the neon green there, it just could have been so much better. The claws on this one as well don't feel the best, especially the arms, which are just really exposed. It's not even close to as good as the Kai one was, and the Kai one was pretty good in my opinion. So, I mean, this is okay. It's a good $10 set after all as well, but just for that, cockpit piece there and the color scheme, I feel like this deserves the 27th place. Anyway, though, the 26th place will be going to Jay's Battle Mech. And this one is, of course, one of my really favorite ones from this line, because it's firstly the original, and secondly, it just feels so minimalistic, simple, and just perfect in its color scheme. This one's just playable around with. It's the most playable of all of these. It is just fun to play around with at the end of the day. I like the weapon on this one. The weapon is the most creative here. Of course, the cockpit piece as well is being used. There's literal cannons on the other side for even more playability, and you can switch out everything because it's all in one dimension as well. It's just really just a fun desk toy, and for that, I think it just is a good mech at the end of the day for $10 as well. I really do remember playing around with this thing a lot before I ultimately broke it, but even then, this is just a really good set as a whole, and the mech itself does not differ from it. But finishing off this lineup, actually not really, because 25th place goes to the Oni Evo mech, because I just hate this one a lot. Okay, hear me out, guys. If they put this in maybe just the normal Ninjago line and not the Legends line, maybe then it could have been kind of decent and maybe workable around with. But no, it's put on into a Battle of the Dragon Blade set. Just a really pretty set being ruined by this one mech as a whole. Not even the dragon, just the mech itself. And when you put that into perspective, you just really come to hate this thing a lot. Firstly, the red on this thing fits it in no shape or form. There's white on random parts of it, there's black predominantly, dark blue is of course the main, but that shoulder pad just looks awful when it comes to it. I just don't like this, okay? I really dislike this mech in particular a lot. Not just because of how it looks, but also because of what it stands for. It should not have been in this set. It should not have even existed considering what team it's a part of. But it does exist, and I think it's one of the weakest ones there is. So it's gonna get the 25th place. 24th place, though, goes to the Kai's Battle Pack mech, because this one's just really amazing in my opinion. This is what the Lloyd mech should have been. It literally represents the Dragon Kai so well. I love how it looks. I love the claws. It just feels like they went ahead with the thing as a whole. Though the piece there, the exclusive tail piece as well, just feels amazing to include here. Just the orange feels good. The dragon wings particularly stick out on this one as feeling just at home because of that color scheme feeling so perfect. There's of course a new the sticker or the molded, or I'm completely forgetting, the printed piece there on the cockpit as well is really good. And I think this one is probably my favorite battle pack mech that they've made yet. Anyway, though, the 23rd mech also belongs from a Kai set, that being the Wolf Evo mech from 2024. This one's just really here because it is creative. It is just so creative at the end of the day. I mean, just look at those lanky hands, the lanky claws. Admittedly, it's not the best for kids because it does break a lot, but just because of how creative it is and just the value that this sticks out for, like the amount of value you're getting here for the price, it just feels like it is such a good inclusion to keep. And I mean, I'm still a fan of the build, I can't lie. I still do think it looks pretty decent for what it is. I just feel like, of course, some of the lankiness here does kind of end up ruining some parts of the build. Anyway, though, the 22nd spot goes to Empress Beatrix's Season 4 mech. This one, of course, showing in Wildfire's Transforming Dragon mech set. And this one is okay. It's an Evo mech. It's not as big as it should have been in the show, and that's my biggest problem with it. This is a mech which looks huge in the show. It should have been to scale with the one we got for Season 1, but they just didn't do that. They scaled it down. They made it a basic Evo mech, and I'm just gonna always hate this set for that much, or this part of the set for that much. You can see the other one on this list as well soon. But yeah, I mean, this is just inaccurate, to be honest with you. There's some accuracy, of course, but as a whole, when you look at it, it just feels disappointing. And all in all, I'm just not a fan of this one at all. That's why this one's here. Anyway, though, next up, the 21st place will be going to Aaron's Evo mech from the Lloyd Team Up Ninja set from Season 1, more or less. This one is just so cool. I really like how they use that dragon headpiece for the cockpit. I love how they use the mech pieces to cover up those knees. There's feet articulation properly. There's, of course, decent enough articulation, and it combines with that team Lloyd mech as well, which just feels really good too. I really just love this particular mech a lot because of mainly how they do that dragon element being put there. I think the printing on that as well looks amazing, and that is mainly why I'm a big fan of this set. I just do really like that Evo mech. What can I even say? Anyway, though, the 20th place will be going to Twitchy Tim's mech from the Ninjago City Markets. No, it's what is it even called? Workshops. The Ninjago City Workshop set. I'm really getting dementia here, guys. And this one, it's okay. Why does it exist is my question, and that's why it's here. It's not the worst mech ever. It's a decent enough mech. There's a lot of articulation on it, which is at least a good thing. There's knees, there's ankles, but why does it even exist? You can literally break this mech down to make it a bare bone skeleton, and I'm just like confused as to who finds that interesting in the slightest. I don't like this mech at all. I'll be honest with you. I think it's an interesting enough design, but when you literally realize that most of it looks like a skeletal gray color, you just get so disappointed and turned off so quickly from this build. I'm just not a fan of how it looks, okay? I don't like how those feet look. I don't like how there's so many exposed studs on this, even with the complete form. It's just a disappointment of a mech, and it's a disappointment of pieces, okay? It's a disappointment of pieces. That's why it is on the 28th place. Anyway, though, now we're gonna move on to some of the positive ones. We're gonna get positive from here, guys. 19th place, Lloyd's Elemental Mech. It's a good set. Firstly, it's non-canon. That's why there's a few points deducted from this. But secondly, I just don't like how when you look at those feet, the gray just sticks out on you. I feel like the color scheme on this build really is bringing it down. The dark red is a cool addition there, but I just said ghoul, I'm so dumb, but it is a cool addition for sure, and I think overall the silhouette of this thing looks amazing, but when you really account that first it is non-canon and secondly Lloyd just feels so exposed in there, yeah, you just kind of lose all hope for this set. It feels like it shouldn't belong, okay? It feels like it just shouldn't be a set when it is, and I feel like just because of that, whenever I look at this thing, I'm like, it's cool and all, but I'm always going to be more focused on the figures. Yeah, it's just not that good of a set, sorry. There's really no way I can sugarcoat this one. It's really not that good. Anyway, though, the 18th place, we're going to get really controversial here. I'm going to go with Jay's Rogue Mech from the Jay's Mech Dragon, that set, and it's just a good mech, okay? Hear me out now, because a lot of people will of course think, why did I make all of the other Evo mechs such low places and put this one here? Well, it's because firstly, it's in a lot of the show. It's a really big part of the show, and I feel like that of course does deserve some amount of recognition. But even ahead of that, look at that vinyl piece on this. Is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen? I mean, that just looks so cool on this mech. A vinyl piece for a $10 Evo mech. This is really making me want to buy this set whenever I look at this mech alone, because it just looks so good. And I just love how there's an exclusive, this core piece on there. I love how Jay just fits in there, and I just like the silhouette of this thing a lot as well. I love the color scheme. It's fully Rogue inspired as well. Yeah. I just absolutely love this build a lot. This mech definitely deserves the 18th place because, of course, there's no articulation, so it would be unfair if I put it any higher. 17th place. Boy, a lot of people are gonna hate me now. A lot of people are gonna hate me. Zane's Combiner Mech. Yeah. Zane's Combiner Mech. Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech. Oh my god, I hate this thing. I hate this thing. It looks derpy. It looks so bad. Look at it. Yuck, I wanna puke. I hate this. What is that color scheme, man? There's red, there's gold, there's black, there's dark blue, there's white, there's sand blue, there's... What are you doing, man? No, this is just not a good set, okay? This is not good. There is no articulation on those legs. Absolutely no articulation on those legs. There's a little bit give on the hips, which is okay. There's enough on the arms, but the arms themselves don't even look good because one of them has a goddamn cockpit sitting out of it. There's a Ryu on the back. Why is there a Ryu on the back? There's a mech which is clearly hanging on for dear life in the middle. Why is that there? The Ryu's on the back. Why is the Ryu on the back? It clearly looks like it's a car down there. And why are the legs looking like the derpiest fish I've ever seen? They don't even look like legs. They don't even compare to real mech legs, okay? I gotta calm down here. This isn't the worst set ever. The combining function definitely does help it, okay? I think the combining function is definitely a big plus point for this set. The only reason it's even 17th place is mostly because I just feel like for the stuff that's included here, like the Ryu alone looks good and the Zane alone looks good. Just because of that, I thought it's okay. I'll give him 17th place. But yeah, as a mech, this is 29th place, okay? Yeah, I hate it a lot. 16th place though is Lloyd's season 1 mech, the Lloyd's team mech, and this one, firstly, a lot of people have gone ahead and called this because it looks a lot like that. Just the hat there, you know, that of course is a really iconic look for a lot of people. Not for me, but for a lot of people it is. And for that, of course, I will always look out for their opinion as well. But again, this one suffers from the fact that the color scheme is just all over the place. There's red here and there. There's normal, like, what even is this color called? The sand nougat, I believe. Then the feet are just stone, which is just awkward. Without the iron mech though, this thing just suffers so badly. There's nothing covering it up. I feel like they could have included at least something small to cover up that cockpit instead of leaving it empty. Like just a makeshift cockpit maybe. I mean, do something please. Lloyd feels like he's gonna just fall out of that cockpit. I don't know what they're doing with this. I really don't. I think the only real good things here are those shoulder pieces there, like just those canopies. I think those look pretty cool. I think the hands look pretty cool. The silhouette of this thing is good, but no. No way, bro. No way. This is just not up to mark. 15th place goes to Aaron's Elemental Mech. Aaron's Elemental Mech was in the season 3 part 2 wave, which is of course 1 year apart from when it should have been. But by the way, it's called Aaron's Ninjago Battle Mech. I just wrote it as Aaron's Elemental Mech to differ it from the other Aaron mechs, but it's a good set. I think it looks pretty cool. I think this one's my least favorite, or one of my least favorites, because I feel like the silhouette here is just not as good as the other ones. It looks a little chubby from the top, I'll be honest. I feel like the grey is sticking out a little too much. There's just a few too exposed studs on this. And, it's not a bad build in the slightest. I do like it a lot. I just feel like some of the color correction could have been done better. The gold just sticks out as well. I feel like they could have just put a little more thought into the color scheme of this. But overall, it's not at all bad or anything. It's still pretty good in my opinion. Just those few things do make it, 15th place. 14th place, a similar trend will be Sora's Elemental Mech. This one as well is a major step up over the Iron one. I think this one looks pretty cool. I just have a few complaints with this as well. Not really many actually. It's actually a pretty good set. Again, the silhouette with this one is just not the best. It just looks a little too tall for my liking. I know that's a little weird, but it just feels a little too tall considering the cockpit is the same amount of, chubbiness as the rest of these are. I just feel like those legs could have been done a little better, a little smaller maybe. But they just decided to go all out with it, which isn't a bad look in the slightest. It does look pretty cool. But yeah, that's just gonna hold this set back a little bit for me. That's why it's gonna be 13th place. The 13th place goes to Sora's transforming mech from season 1, and this one's really cool in my opinion. Sora's transforming mech was the first transforming mech bike racer that we've ever had, or just the transforming mech gimmick in general, and I think they did it pretty well. I think the set does have a really nice silhouette. I just feel like for what it is, it feels a little too childish, okay? The build, when you make it into the bike form, just doesn't look the best. It looks too big for a bike or just too flat for a bike. I don't really know how to say it. I feel like they should have come with the third form, the wings form as well. That could have just made the set feel way better. They didn't do that, which is okay. But I mean, I just feel like the silhouette of this thing is a little too awkward for my liking. I just don't like how there's a cockpit sticking out there. And, there's of course the Lloyd transforming jet mech as well, which does that. But that one does it a lot better in my opinion. This one, of course, was them testing stuff. And just because of that, this one's gonna be 13th place. But at the end of the day, it's not bad in the slightest. It's still pretty good in my opinion. Anyway, 12th place, Cole's mission mech from this year. I know a lot of people will definitely disagree with this one because I feel like it, to some regards, this definitely does belong as a lower place. But the reason I'm putting this here is kind of, unfair. Firstly, there's a mock out there for this exact build, which makes it look really accurate to the show. And just the fact that you can change it into something that looks this good is definitely always going to be a plus point for me. But the mech itself isn't bad in the slightest. I think my favorite thing is definitely the cockpit here. The cockpit looks just really amazing. Another thing I really do like about this is how there's just so many placements for weapons and such. I think the weapon placement definitely does provide just a really nice gimmick for this set. I feel like that's something I'm really gonna appreciate, and a lot of kids would appreciate that as well. Admittedly, the weapons aren't the best thing in the world, but it is what it is. I feel like for the golem form representation, or what it was in the show, it's a good enough set, but of course, the best thing that is carrying this is the fact that you can change it to something just way, way better and just way more accurate. Anyways, the final set of this video will be 11th place. Wildfire's transforming dragon mech gets the 11th place. And okay, hear me out. When I look at this mech, it's just eye candy to me. There is way too much red, there is way too much orange, there is way too much color on this build for my liking. But that's not just my only complaint. There's a few more things I don't like about this. Firstly, the dragon head just sticks out there like a completely sore thumb. You can clearly tell that it's a dragon supposed to be there. There's a tail that comes out of this, which clearly does just continue that idea. The shoulder armor used on the top there, as you can see, it just sticks out as a solid horizontal line, which is just a big negative as well. Admittedly, there's a good bit of articulation on this thing. That is definitely something I do appreciate, but no way, man. I am just not the biggest fan of this. There's just the colors. I can't get past them. And the dragon form as well doesn't look that bad in my opinion. The dragon form does look pretty good. The problem I have with the dragon form is that when you look at it, it's pretty clear that can become a mech as well. The dragon doesn't feel whole as the dragon, the mech doesn't feel whole as the mech. Both of them feel like they're good enough for what they are, but they're not great for what they are. And the top 10 obviously only belongs to the great. And, just that being said, I feel like this is a really good set for a lot of people, including me. It's just not the best mech when it comes to it. When we're just talking sheer mech, it just doesn't feel like it sticks up to the mark, and that's why this gets 11th place. But let's check out what the top 10 are gonna be in Sunday's video, guys. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Put down your opinions down below, and I'll see you all soon. Yeah, bye for now.